When we hit that parallel harmony, we're not going to play the blues scale there. That's not going to work. Okay, we need to follow these descending lines. So you can either do some voice leadings will work great there. And what I've done is actually on the handouts, I've got a little exercise for you. Okay, so this is just a little workout. So Sack of Woe improv exercises. Okay, and this is just to help you get through that little sequence there. Okay, and they're just arpeggio studies with some phrases as well. Now, one of the things that works very well when you've got parallel harmony, which means basically chords that are the same type of chord. This works because they're all minor 7 chords, right? First of all, we've got just arpeggios. So, see what I'm doing there? Have you got the sheet? Yeah. So I'm just going through the chords. Again, look at the numbers, they're all the same. Okay? Then of course you go down, so this is just scale arpeggios. Yeah, so just like that's a really good thing to work on. Then what I've done is the last 2 lines, because I mean that doesn't really sound like music, all right? It certainly doesn't sound like jazz. It just sounds like somebody doing scales practice, which is fine. That's what it's like. You're doing the press ups there, right? Now, what I've done then is I've taken a little phrase, okay, just using chord tones. Okay, so I've just taken the chord tones, A minor 7, and then I've just rearranged the chord tones. And that's just my little motif. This is what we call motif. And we're going to play motivically. Now then, of course, all I need to do is get the idea. And so if you start repeating your same idea down the semitones, and what you're doing is you're moving in parallel with the chords. And that can sound very effective. Now, maybe you don't need that many notes. You can do this with 2 notes. Just play the 3rd and the 5th, or the root and the 3rd. But again, it's this idea of repeating. You're repeating your phrase and you're transposing it to fit the chords. And that sounds great when you do that. It's very, very effective. Okay? Motivic playing, that's called. And it's quite easy. I mean, all right, when I say easy, I know nothing's easy, right? But what makes it easier is they're all the same type of chord. You can do this same concept of motivic playing. You can apply through different chord sequences, right? But it gets a bit harder then because you've got different intervals. But when you get parallel harmony like this, because the chords are all the same and they're all moving down by the same semitones, it's much easier to transpose. Okay, yeah. And then the last line, I've just done it again. That's not right. That's it. So again, what I've done is chord tones, starting on the 7th, just going down the chord, and then I put a chromatic passing note in. Yeah. So again, a little chromaticism. This is now that sounds a bit more like bebop. That works. And then of course, and then see what I'm doing? I'm playing the same thing and transposing it through those chord sequences. So that's, I mean, obviously, what you do is you do a bit of woodshedding on that until you get a lot of those things really under the fingers, really fluent, totally fine, so that when you come to that improvisation part, this needs to be all automated. Never underestimate the importance of this preparation work. Yeah, this work you've got to do to automate these things, so that when you get up there and you're playing, you're improvising, you can't be thinking of what's the flat third on an A flat minor 7. When you can't. It's got to be there. It's got to be right there under the fingers. Okay, so we do this work separately away from it. All right, this is the press ups and the sit ups, and then we go and play the match. So then now, can you see how that's going to work when you get in that sequence there? Yeah. All right. So